नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते राधानाथ स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पदे गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसूते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ईश्वरा परम कृष्ण सच्चिदानंद विग्रह अनादिरादिर गोविंदा सर्व कारण कारणम। हरे कृष्ण। By the causeless mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Sri Krishna, we are studying in the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. We finished 19 slokas, so being weekend, so we are in the 6th chapter. So in this chapter, actually Krishna is teaching us how to control our mind. In the first 32 slokas, Krishna is teaching us about how to control our mind. That's what we are studying right now. We finished 19 slokas, and just by following exactly what Krishna says in these slokas, we will be able to control our mind. Because mind control is a very, very important task in our life, in everyone's life. Everyone's life. If we don't control our mind, if we leave our mind as our enemy all the time, then we are going to be always in trouble. So that way, we should actively put efforts in our life to conquer our mind and keep it under our control and make it as our best friend. So Krishna is teaching us, because mind is bandhu and also satru. For a person who has conquered the mind, mind is friend, best friend, bandhu. But for one who has failed to do so, who is not controlled, who has not controlled the mind, then the mind is the worst enemy. So it is satru. And Krishna is of course teaching us very clearly about how to control the mind. Our mind should be with us. It should not go anywhere else. We should not be simply sitting and thinking here and there, this and that. So that's not good. Our mind should be with us means our mind should be offered unto Krishna. So that's what the mind is under our control. It should be arpanam. Arpanam means offered, offering. That's what is arpanam. Sarvam Krishna arpanam. So everything should be offered unto Krishna. So our mind should be offered to Krishna. That's why Krishna is saying that Mayarpita. Mayarpita. Tatkurusva Madarpanam. Madarpanam. Mayarpita. So that's what Krishna is saying that Arpita, Arpanam, all such things is actually offering everything to Krishna. So what does it mean that offering our mind and intelligence unto Krishna? Mayarpita Mano Buddhi. What is the exact meaning of that? So that means what the mind will do, mind only can think, desire. So think means it thinks about what it wants. It desires about what it wants. So basically what it thinks. So this thinking and desiring. So that's what cheta. Cheta means it is chetasa. Chetasa means it is the thoughts. So the thoughts in our mind. So we use our mind to think. So we should think only about Krishna. Our thoughts should be only on Krishna. So that's why chetasa. So if we focus our mind on Krishna only, chetasa, so then our life is very, very peaceful. So our mind should be only focused on Krishna only. So manas samyamya mat chitto. That's what Krishna said that chitto. Chitto means thinking. Manas samyamya. Mana means mind. So think. So mana thinking. So mat chitto means thinking about me. So that's what offering unto Krishna. Offering our mind unto Krishna means thinking about Krishna. So one should always think of Krishna only and never forget Krishna. Both are same meaning. Just to emphasize the importance of remembering Krishna. So always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. That should be the way of our life. Our life should be always tuned to Krishna only. Our mind should be always remembering Krishna. So whatever we do, we should do only for Krishna. Everything should be done only as an offering unto Krishna. So that is the meaning for like offering our mind unto Krishna, Arpitam. So that means offering our mind unto Krishna. So in this chapter, in the 6th chapter, Krishna is teaching us how to do that. So there is a process, there is a procedure. So this is a practice. Anything we want to do in this life, we need to practice. If you want to become very good in particular game or sports, we need to definitely practice. Or if you want to become very good in playing some musical instrument, we need to practice. Or even if you want to do good at your work. So normally many jobs, they give you first training. So that's what they look for, experienced people. When you apply for a job, so they will look at the experience, whether you have experience in doing their job or not. So that's what is called experience. So we need to gain experience in controlling our mind. So that experience, you will get it by training. That means by practicing. So we need to train. We need to train our mind. We need to practice controlling our mind, remembering Krishna. So then we will be able to actually control our mind. We will gain that experience. Then our mind will become our best friend. No problems. So that practice we should start immediately. If we are not already doing it, we should not waste any more time. Absolutely, there is no time for us to waste actually. This is a great opportunity. So we cannot postpone this very important task in our life, in our daily life, this practicing, this controlling our mind, focusing our mind on Krishna. So that practice we need to do every day. Even when Arjuna tells Krishna that, when we finish this sloka number 32, then in this sloka number 33 and 34, Arjuna tells Krishna that I can't control my mind. I don't think I can control my mind. Because mind is restless, turbulent, obstinate, and very strong. I don't think I can do that. Even though Krishna agreed to Arjuna that it's undoubtedly difficult to curb the restless mind, but it is possible by suitable practice with detachment. That's what abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha grihyate. So that practice Krishna is teaching us in this chapter, in the 6th chapter. We are understanding that practice. What is that practice? So we should be able to do that practice. That's what is very important. That's what we studied last week also, in the last like we are in the sloka number 19, we finished 16 to 19. So especially from the sloka number 13 to 13, 14, 15, 16, all these slokas, we are only gaining this 17 to 19 we finished. So 13, 14, 15, 16, Krishna is teaching us about how to do that practice. So we need to find a secluded place at our home. So definitely we need to consciously do this first task. It's a very important task for all of us, because we need to start practicing. As I said earlier, if you are not doing already, it's already late. We should start doing it immediately. So this practice is very important. So find a secluded place and keep that place very clean. So that's what Rahasya Sthitaga Suchau Deshe. Rahasya Sthitaga means secluded place. Suchau Deshe means it's a clean place. So those are the requirements for the place for us to practice. So at our home, identify the place where there is no disturbance and it is free from all other noises, disturbance, everything, and then make that place very clean and then sit straight. So we need to make our asana, our seat. So in such a way, it's neither too high nor too low. Of course, we don't have to worry about putting kusa grass and deer skin and all such things. So just make that place, and then Krishna is teaching us that Samam kaya siro grivam darayan achalam stiraga sampreksha nasikagram swam disaschanavalokayan prashantatma vigathabhi brahmachari vrate stitaka manasamyamya machito yukta asita matparaga. That's what we need to do. So keep our body, neck and head in a straight line, dharayan, and achalam, don't move, stiraga, steady. So dharayan, achalam, stiraga, keep it straight and keep it steady, don't move. Then look towards the tip of your nose. Don't look at the tip of your nose. Looking at the tip of our nose, it's very difficult. Then eyes will hurt. But look towards the tip of your nose. So, nasikagram swam disascha navalokayan. So don't look at any other directions. Prashantatma vigatavi brahmachari vrate stitaga. So with peaceful mind, free from fear, practicing celibacy, manasamyamya matchito yukta asita matparaha. So you control your mind by thinking about me. So then we studied in the next slokas, the 3 slokas last week we studied. In order to do this, in order to control our mind, we need to control our food, our eating, our sleeping. That's what is very important. So, yunjanyevam sadatmanam yogi niyata manasaga shantim nirvana paramam matsam samadhigachati. So, if you do that, then we will go to Krishna's abode. We will attain everlasting peace of mind. So na ati ashnatastu yogosti nachaikanta manasnataga nacha ati swapnasilasya jagrato naiva charjuna. That also we study. So there is no yoga if we eat too much or eat too little. There is no yoga if we sleep too much or sleep too little. So one should do yukta. Yukta hara viharasya yukta chestasya karmasu yukta swapnava bodasya yogo bhavati dukkha. So our ahara, vihara, karmasu, our activities, recreational activities, our eating, and then our sleeping, yukta swapna bodasya. Yogo bhavati dukkha. So that way, when we perform yoga, then our dukkha will be gone, distress will be gone. So what is that yukta? Keep our thoughts within ourselves. Not, it should not go out anywhere towards the material sense objects. So keeping our thoughts under our control means focus our thoughts on Krishna. Yatha viniyatam chittam atmanyevavatiष्ठते nisprigaga sarva kamebhyo yukta ityuchyate tatha. So that is known as yukta. So how we should do that? Yatha deepo nivatasto nengate sopama smrita yogino yatha chittasya yunjato yogamatmanaha. So like a lamp in a windless place does not waver, similarly our mind should not waver, it should be just focusing only on Krishna. So that's what we finished 19 shlokas in the 6th chapter. Now we are continuing in the next 4 shlokas. Krishna is teaching us together 20 to 23. Shloka number 20, 21, 22, 23. So what Krishna is teaching us that Yatro paramate chittam niruddham yoga sevaya Yatra chaivatmanatmanam pasyanatmani tushyati Sukham atyantikam yattat buddhigrahyam atindriyam Veti yatra na chaivaya stitaga chalati tatvataga Yam labdva cha param labam manyate na atikam tataga Yasmin stitho na dukke na gurunapi vichalyate Tam vidya dukkha samyoga vyogam yoga samnitam. So that's why it is called yoga samnitam. Yatro paramate chittam. So just previously in this sloka, Krishna said that Yatha viniyatam chittam. That's what yatro uparamate chittam. Uparamate means cease. So bring all our thoughts, chittam, our thoughts. So from the sense objects, bring it back. So cease all our activities in the material world. So bring it everything niruddham. Niruddham means stop. So niruddham yoga sevaya. So yoga sevaya means by performing this yoga sevaya means this chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. That's what is called yoga sevaya. So manasamyamya machitto yukta asita matparaga. So if we do that, what is going to happen? We are shutting all our senses so that they are not getting in contact with the material world. So that's what is happening. We don't want to keep always in contact with this material world. We want to get contact within ourself, inner self, our mind. Our mind should not be all the time thinking about this material world, material sense objects, material things, all the time, 24/7, material things. We should not do that. We should bring our mind, yatra chaiva atmanatmanam pashyan atmani tushyati. We should see our soul with our mind and then find satisfaction within ourselves. That's what pashyan atmani tushyati. So that is called inner happiness. So that kind of happiness if we get, we are not thinking about anything in this material world. We are not worrying about anything in this material world. We just ignore everything. We just don't care about anything because we care only about Krishna. So that's what is very important. So at that time we will be able to experience ultimate happiness. That's what Sukham Atyantikam. Yaddad buddhigrahyam athindriyam. So with our intelligence. So athindriyam means we have controlled our senses. Athindriyam. So we will gain. So we will gain control of our senses with our intelligence. So we will be able to enjoy unlimited, ultimate happiness. So once we experience that kind of happiness, so be in that status. So stitaga means in that status, chalati tattvataga. So na chalati tattvataga, be in that status. Once we we are able to achieve that status of finding happiness within ourselves, not thinking about anything in this material world, because simply by practicing this, chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, by practicing this. So, yam labdva, that happiness, labdva, after gaining that happiness, ultimate happiness, yam labdva cha param labam manyate na atikam tataga. So, nothing else, no other gain is actually superior than this. Na atikam. Na atikam means it's not higher, it's not superior. So param labam, any other gain. So no other gain is actually superior than this. Manyate, one should think. One should think that there is no other gain which is higher than this. So the gain, what we are getting by controlling our mind, by focusing our mind on ourself. So that means by focusing our mind on Krishna, so finding happiness within the self. So one should think like that. There is nothing else is superior than this. So then yam labdva cha param labam manyate na adhikam thata yasmin sthito na dukke na gurunapi vichalyate. So one should be situated in that yasmin sthito, in the same status, na dukke na gurunapi vichalyate. One should not be disturbed in mind even if there is distress. So that's what yasmin sthito na dukke na gurunapi vichalyate. Tam vidya dukkha samyoga vyogam yoga samjitam. You understand that that is the way to free from all miseries of this material world. So tam vidya dukkha samyoga vyogam. So that means we have achieved the status of yoga, yoga samjitam. So in the stage of perfection called trance or samadhi, one's mind is completely restrained from material mental activities by practice of yoga. This perfection is characterized by one's ability to see the self by the pure mind and to relish and rejoice in the self. In that joyous state, one is situated in boundless transcendental happiness realized through transcendental senses. Established thus, one never departs from the truth, and upon gaining this, he thinks there is no greater gain. Being situated in such a position, one is never shaken, even in the midst of greatest difficulty. This indeed is actual freedom from all miseries arising from material contact. So this is the science. Krishna is teaching us the science. This is what we are supposed to do. So now in the next sloka, we'll just finish with one more sloka. In the next sloka, Krishna is teaching us. So that sloka has got 6 lines actually. Normally slokas will have only 4 lines. Sometimes 2 lines, but the next sloka Krishna is actually 6 lines. Sanischayena yoktavyo yogo anirvinna chetasa sankalpa prabhavan kamam styaktva sarvana seshataga manassaivendriya gramam viniyamya saman. So thinking that is the nishchayam. There is the determination. There is a firm determination. Sa nischayena yoktavyo. So that is the nischay means there is the permanent. So there is a with that kind of determination one should yoktavyo yogo anirvinna chetasa. One should engage in this kind of yoga and without deviating our thoughts. Anirvinna chetas, our thoughts should be fully focused on Krishna only. So yogo anirvinna chetasa sankalpa prabhavan kamam styaktva sarvana seshataga. Asheshataga means completely. Tyaktva means giving up. Completely give up all the desires, material desires which are due to contact with this material nature. Sankalpa prabhavan. So because of our material desires, our mental speculations, so all these desires completely throw away, completely give up. So by doing so, manassaivendriya gramam, manasa means by the mind, indriya gramam means the complete senses. So viniyamya, control. So viniyamya samantataga, one should control all the senses with our mind by doing this process. So that's what is the chanting is the scientific process which we are doing. It's not an ordinary thing what we are doing. By Krishna's constant mercy, we got this knowledge, we got this opportunity to do. So Krishna is basically saying in this chapter, in this sloka, so what is Krishna is saying there? One should engage oneself in the practice of yoga with determination and faith and not be deviated from the path. One should abandon without exception all material desires born of mental speculation and thus control all the senses on all sides by the mind. So that way Krishna is teaching us very, very nicely how to control our mind. So now let us do one round of chanting. This is a very important practice. That's what we are studying. So to control our mind. So when we chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, I strongly recommend you to have a bead with a bead bag. So it's easy to get in. So this is how the bead bag looks like, and it has got a bigger opening on one side, and then a smaller opening on the other side, through which the index finger should go. So then we should have a bead, chanting beads will be here. So this chanting beads. So it has got a head bead, then 108 beads are there. So when we put our fingers, so we need to, this index finger should be going out like this. So these three fingers, so in these three fingers, the bead should be there. So that way, these three fingers, and then this, our thumb, with our thumb and with the bead, when we chant, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Then we should move the bead towards us, like this. Next thing comes towards us, next bead. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Then again towards us. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So that if we keep on doing it, and then when we come to the full round, when we do this, so when we finish all the 108 beads, 108 beads, then it comes to the full round. When it comes here, then don't cross this head bead. So from here, flip it in the same reverse direction. So flipping it, then again go from here. So that way, Hare Krishna. So that way, you will never cross the head beat. So that way, we need to chant. So let us chant now one mala right now. So like 108 times. Hare Krishna. And then we will discuss question.